Yay, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. It is our time for our weekly Wednesday class. 6:30 Central Time. We meet here to discuss a topic or do something fun concerning oils and natural solutions. My name is Joy Durham and I lead these classes. I'm a wellness advocate with doTERRA Essential Oils. And today we're going to talk about rest and managing stress. And I really do have a confession that I'm horrible at these two things. So most of the time, I'm probably talking to myself throughout this class. There it goes. I was like, what's going on? So you've probably seen this before. I show it in every class. I'm trying to show it and expose people to it as much as possible. But this is the doTERRA Wellness Pyramid, and it is created to show you how to have a foundational health principles that can help that you can build upon. So we started with nutrition and digestion, then we talked about movement and metabolism, and then our next pillar or our next level is talking about resting or sleep and managing stress. I always have to stop and talk about, what my main goal is with teaching people about essential oils is that they understand the answers to these three questions. What are essential oils? How do I use essential oils? And which ones should I buy? Essential oils are basically plant medicine. The plants actually use the oils that are found in different parts of the plants for their benefits. But the cool thing is that when the plants were created, they were also created to where they work very well with our bodies. So I'm so fascinated about that topic. One day I'll probably teach a class just on plants and how well they work with our body. Also, how do I use the essential oils? It's actually really easy. There's three ways to use them. You can use them on your skin. You can use them by having them and breathing them in the air. And some of them you can actually take internally. So pretty much any plant that you would normally ingest or be able to eat in nature is going to be an oil that you can also ingest. And which one should you buy? You need to buy pure oils. Please, please, please don't get garbage that's $1 a bottle at some discount store, because that is not probably one drop of pure plant essence in there. I use doTERRA because they're certified pure, tested grade. They go through tons and tons of tests. They make sure they are absolutely pure oils. And so those are the ones that I rely on. I actually have something different this week that than what we've shown in past weeks. And I want to talk a little bit more about why I use doTERRA and what's the difference about it. But it didn't show it, did it? Show my video. Is it that button, I think? Oh, no, here it is. Bear with me. No, it's not showing my fun video. Let me see. Huh. We'll have to come back to that. I don't know why I didn't show it when I practiced it earlier. But the video is really cool. It talks about what doTERRA does. It's actually a really quick video, and it talks about why they have pure oils. It talks about that they're committed to sourcing the best and helping the most. And so it's a commitment at every single part of the oil chain, the food chain, the oil chain, every single part, they do what they can to pursue the most purest oils while helping the most people in the process, which I think is absolutely fabulous. So, but we're going to start out talking about sleep. And so here are the few facts. I don't know if you knew about sleep, is that 55% or more of us are seeking help with falling asleep. So about half the population is having issues with sleep. Almost another half of people say that poor sleep impacts their daily life, and 66% or two-thirds of Americans aren't getting the recommended amount of sleep per night. I think I probably suffered from all of these, but I was in denial for many years. So there are three needs for sleep. And so if you want to be healthy, you have three jobs every day. You need to eat well, which we talked about with nutrition. You need to move your body, which we talked about with the movement and metabolism class. And then you have to get enough sleep. Out of those three, sleep should be the easiest, but a lot of us neglect that. And it shouldn't be that way. And a lot of people actually do struggle with sleep, and it stems from them not getting enough of it, or some people have trouble falling asleep, or some just have feelings of restlessness and they're constantly waking up. So, a lot of the issue is that we have hectic schedules and we all tend to keep hectic schedules throughout the day. And so it's no wonder that a lot of people are struggling with sleep. And so, I was a victim of this. You rush from appointment to appointment, you're stressed out, you're trying to figure out, what did you forget or what do you need to remember for the next day? And you never really get to turn off your brain for sleep. So rest is really important. It may seem like it is a lot of time to spend a third of your life sleeping, but the consequences of cutting your shut-eye time short are a lot more significant than just feeling tired. So I think this is one thing we don't realize. It isn't just that you're tired because when you don't get enough sleep, it's actually robbing your body of precious time that it uses for maintenance. So sleep deprivation has been linked to several health challenges, and research has shown that the time you spend sleeping is crucial to brain function, emotional well-being, and other vital health areas. So during sleep, actually, your body is hard at work rebuilding and repairing itself. It's mending blood vessels, it's balancing hormones, and maintaining or even boosting your immune system. Your brain processes the events of the day and prepares itself for another day of learning. So when we cut this rest process short, your body doesn't properly recuperate, and it's going to cause problems in the long run. So sleep even impacts the apoptosis of cells, which it's the dying off of cells. And so we also need to have proper sleep to help with the normal life cycle of the cells and of our body. So inadequate sleep over time raises your risk of chronic health issues. It affects how well you think, react, work, learn, and get along with others. So it even has effects in terms of emotional and mental well-being. It can also affect your reproductive system, your heart and circulatory system, your metabolism, your emotional response, your respiratory system, and your immune system. And so research has suggested that one night of 4 hours of sleep results in a 70% reduction in your natural killer cells, which are an important cell line in your immune system. So that's a big deal, especially now after we've gone through this pandemic recently, and knowing that people weren't getting enough sleep. So we're seeing the effects of not properly taking care of ourselves and how it affects different systems in the body. But the good news is, because sleep has such a broad, comprehensive impact on health, adequate rest quantity and quality will support improvement in all of those areas. So rest is important. So I do have this video I know should work because I tested it numerous times, and I even have the button there to play it. So she's going to go through, this is another doctor that works with doTERRA, or is a part of the doTERRA family, and she's going to talk about rest and managing stress, and she's going to touch on some things that we're going to talk on today, but you're going to hear it from a doctor perspective.
I'd say that out of all of the lifestyle pillars, sleep is typically the one that gets the short end of the stick. We live in a culture that unapologetically promotes the motto, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." And we continuously push ourselves to the limit in the name of task completion, hitting deadlines, and just simply being in grind mode. If everyone truly understood the physiological impacts of sleep holistically, we'd run to bed every night to do everything in our power to ensure outstanding sleep quality, especially since we do spend about a third of our life sleeping. And being more holistically centered myself, I also believe sleep to be like the master coordinator between the mind, the body, and the inner self. So it's a non-negotiable for me. Another interesting thing to point out is the fact that sleep is essential to every process in the human body, and even single-handedly impacts pretty much every layer of doTERRA's wellness pyramid. For instance, consistently getting more restful sleep can actually help you decrease cravings and impulsive eating. It can help you get more efficient results with your workouts. It can help your body begin to respond to stress better. It can allow many parts of your body, especially your brain, the time to detox. It can enhance your immunity and your ability to fight disease, and can even elevate your cardiovascular health. In fact, research shows that those who slept 6 or more hours a night had much healthier hearts than those who slept less. And you know what? When it comes to those who slept less, I often give presentations on the fact that all it takes is 1 hour. In fact, there's a worldwide experiment performed on about 1.6 billion people across about 70 countries twice a year called daylight savings time, where we consistently see that in the spring, when we lose an hour of sleep, we see a subsequent 24% increase in serious cardiac issues. And in the fall, when we gain an hour of sleep, we see a 21% decrease in serious cardiac issues. This phenomenon is bidirectional and demonstrates just how sensitive and vulnerable our bodies are to even just the slightest reduction in sleep quality. It is therefore imperative that we invest a significant amount of time and energy into practices and habits and even products that can enhance our overall sleep quality, whether it be getting the correct amount of sleep, 7 to 9 hours for adults, or getting restful sleep, as in no interruptions of your sleep cycles. So consistently look into how you can elevate your sleep hygiene, like minimizing screen time and electronic use in the bed, or avoiding stimulants of any kind like caffeine or even exercise right before bedtime. Also, make sure your medical team know about any sleep disturbances that you might be having. I personally like to rule out nutrition deficiencies, hormone imbalances, and even sleep disorders as underlying causes for any patients of my practice complaining of poor sleep quality. And lastly, be sure to invest in a natural and pure product line that you trust to enhance your overall sleep quality. For instance, I personally enjoy doTERRA's Serenity product line, and the new development of this line includes much better ingredients that help you have more restful sleep, like tart cherry. The L-theanine, of course, is still there, and we also have valerian roots. So this can help you to start to wind down and calm yourself throughout the day in promotion of getting restful sleep at night. So sleep is not an I'll make up for it later thing, it's a biological necessity. So let's continue to set the necessary boundaries to make sleep a complete priority within your lifestyle.
So that was, get back out of that, just the overview of why sleep's so important. So it was like she said, so how much sleep? So that's what we really need to know. How much sleep should you be getting? I'm like even embarrassed to even tell you how much like was my normal amount of sleep. But obviously we know newborns are supposed to get the most sleep, which is 14 to 17 hours. I found that newborns and lab puppies apparently get the most sleep in the world. So, but for a full grown adult, you should be getting a minimum of 7 hours. So 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night is what's recommended. Teens, a little bit more. I have a couple of those. They should be getting 8 to 10 hours. And I'm pretty sure that at least one of my teens squeezes in at least 10 hours of sleep. So it's really good to know how much you should be getting. And it's really important to try to aim for that. I can admit I was one of those I'll sleep when I'm dead type people. I would sleep maybe 5 hours and be good and think I was good to go. Now, once I lay down, I was out for the full 5 hours. So it was uninterrupted, but it wasn't the length of time that I needed to sleep. And that's really a goal that I have this year, is to work on that. So what is sleep hygiene? She kind of mentioned that in the video. And so it really refers to healthy habits, behaviors, and environmental factors that you can adjust to assist with a good night's sleep. So it refers to your bedroom environment and daily routines that promote consistent, uninterrupted sleep. It includes things like keeping a stable sleep schedule. So you really should be going to bed and waking up at the same time each day. It includes making your bedroom comfortable and free of distractions. One of the things that we did in our bedroom is putting in the light canceling curtains. And it's also that you should have just your routine. So there are certain oils that I use before I go to bed. I have my routine where, I brush my teeth, I, put my hair in my bonnet. So different things that are your routine, and it kind of signals to your body, oh, it's time to go to sleep. Another thing you can do, and we'll talk about this in a minute, is use the Serenity to help your body wind down as well. Another thing, like we said, you want to be consistent. So you want to follow a consistent sleep schedule. So varying your bedtime or when you wake up, it hinders your body's ability to adjust to a stable circadian rhythm. So and I'm really bad at this. I may get up early one day, I may stay up pretty much all night another day, and it's really just finding, when you go to sleep. My husband's really good about this. He goes to bed and wakes up pretty much the same time, and he can tell his body is on that set rhythm. If I would just, my imitate what he's doing, it probably would help me. But I'm a rebellious child, so no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find my own sleep schedule. Another thing you want to do is you want to set the mood. And this just mainly talks about your sleep environment. Your bed should be something that is comfortable. You want to make sure you're at the right temperature. When you go in the room, you want to make sure the lighting and the sound in there are helpful. I know some people, they don't like, complete, like no noise. Some people need complete silence. I'm not a complete silence person. I like to have a little bit of just background noise going. Um, I can't sleep in total darkness. I don't know what it is. So I have to have just a little nightlight or something, but whatever works for you to help you wind down for sleep. Another thing that you can do, you can spray your pillows or your bed with lavender or serenity. That's another way to help in terms of the aromatic winding down and setting the mood in your room. Other thing is to avoid screens. Yeah, this is not something that I've learned to do yet. Probably one of the last things that I do before I go to bed is that I will look at my phone and I will play one of my games. And I know that the blue light is not good for you. It imitates sunlight. It kind of confuses your brain. This is something also to work on, is to avoid screens. So the phone, the TV, computers, all those things, we really need to be shutting those off and not using them. I'd say at least 30 minutes before you go to bed. Other thing is moving daily. Last week we talked about movement, but if you get daily exercise, it helps you sleep better. And I do recognize this when I get my workouts in or I get a walk in or something during the day. I sleep like a baby at night when it's time to go to bed. I'm ready to lay down and go to sleep and rest. Other thing they talk about is to limit stimulants. A lot of stimulants we get is caffeine. It can be synthetic caffeine, and it can even be natural in coffee beans, tea leaves, and chocolate. That hurts my heart. I feel attacked because of the chocolate. I love my chocolate, but also this is something that can affect your wakefulness. And I've talked to people, they're like, oh, I can't drink, my coffee after 3 because they've learned and they know that it would keep them up at night. And here's another one that I know that I am guilty of. Don't eat at bedtime. It's like I always want like a little snack before I go to bed. This is not good for you. It's not good for you to sleep. And so what happens is that it takes a lot of energy for your body to break down and digest your food. So when you eat before you go to bed, you're now forcing your body to choose between digesting that food that you just decided to eat versus doing all the other maintenance and things that it needs to do when you go to sleep. So I think a rule of thumb a lot of people use is that they try not to eat 3 to 4 hours before they know they're going to bed. And that's not something that I've accomplished yet, but I'm working on it. And finally, just use essential oils. I've talked a little bit about it so far, using different oils to help you wind down, to help you get a good night's sleep. I mean, they're natural solutions and they've been proven to help with this. The main one, and was actually this blend, Serenity Blend, was developed to help with just that. And this year we added the Serenity Stick with valerian. And so there's 3 ways, and it's all 3 ways that we've already talked about how you can use oils, Number one, the oil that's in the bottle, you can diffuse that. You can also use it if you take a bath. I know some people still like to take baths. You can put a drop in your bath. You can actually take a shower before you get to bed, put a drop in the shower bottom, and it will diffuse with the steam. You can put it in a diffuser about an hour and a half, an hour before you go to bed, and have it in the air before you get ready for bed. That goes into our setting the mood. You can apply the valerian stick, the Serenity stick, on your chest, on your back, on your feet. And that is another application that's topical to help. And that's really good one that you can use with kids, and one that actually kids can use themselves because it's in a stick form. And then we have our soft gels. And so those that can be taken internally. They are not the same as the oil, but they have the same objective, which is to help you get restful and calm and sleep. And so this is one thing that you can use, and this is a 3-step system. Some other things that you can try is the adaptive. Adaptive is also a calming blend. I know several people that use adaptive as well to help with sleeping. Copaiba is another one that people use to help to be calm and restful as well. And then Serenity. And you can use, people have their different combinations of what they use. You just have to find what's good for you. These are different options. And as well, all of these have oils. If you're not a person who likes to take pills, there are oils as well that you can use. And so that's mostly, we've talked about sleep and why it's important to get rest. There is a sleep ebook that we have that you can look at that goes into even more details. You can screenshot this or grab that QR code on there, and it will take you directly to the ebook that we have available, and it's Essential Oils and Sleep. So now, if you would like to have an experience with Serenity, you would like to try it, just contact me or contact the person who shared this video with you and ask them for a sample of any one of the Serenities. The oil is really easy to sample. I've sampled people with some of the soft gels that I have. Now the stick is a little harder to sample because it is just one stick, but the oil and the soft gels, I have been sampling people with those so they can get their own experience with it before they get it. Okay, so let's change gears. So one of the reasons why people aren't getting enough sleep or struggle to get the right amount of sleep is because they're stressed. I think every time I ask a room full of people who here is stressed or stressed out, pretty much everybody raises at least one hand. I have a few people who raise both hands, and I really identify with this. I understand what it's like to be stressed. I just recently got away from a job that was very stressful to the point to where I would black out because the stress was affecting me so much. So stress can cause or create headaches, high blood pressure, heart problems. It can lead to diabetes, skin conditions. I had horrible stress-related eczema at times, asthma, arthritis, definitely depression and anxiety. I was experiencing those too. So if you're stressing, it's no wonder we're not sleeping well too. So here are some tips to help you manage stress, naturally manage stress, managing your time, meditation, doing positive affirmations, thinking positive, exercise. Exercise actually really does help with stress. Talking to friends, not bottling it up, getting it out of you. Journaling is another way it's not on here. Reading a book and listening to music. Music, I love music. It usually, calms the savage beast. It always helps me in different ways emotionally. And the last one I want to talk about is spending time with nature. And so spending time with nature is what we're going to focus on for the rest of this class in terms of dealing with stress. And so we know stress can affect our mental health, and it can also contribute to inflammation, weight gain, and other factors that can lead to chronic illness, like all those things that we listed on the previous slide. So if we want to stop and smell, it says natural aromas can make you feel more relaxed. Now, natural aromas in nature are basically essential oils. And so it's pretty cool that we know that we can actually extract those natural aromas and bring them, and we can use them as well in our homes. And what's really cool is you really only need 20 minutes a day to be immersed in nature, and that will significantly lower your stress and hormone levels. And research also shows that being active outdoors is more, in fact, impactful than exercising in a gym. There's just something about being in nature that really has a positive effect on our well being, which really makes me believe that we were intended to spend most of our time outdoors. So basically, I think we talked about it a little bit last week too, and I talk about it in my newsletter that I release monthly, where I talked about being plant centered. I think if we flip flop the amount of time that we spend outside with the amount of time that we spend inside now, is probably the ratio of what we should be doing. So let's talk about Shinrin Yoku. So Shinrin Yoku is also known as forest bathing. So it's a practice of walking through the forest without a specific destination in mind. While forest bathing, it's important to maintain a sense of wonder about the environment. And so what we're going to focus on now is how doTERRA created this blend, which is called the forest bathing blend, that we can use inside when we can't get those 20 to 30 minutes outside as regularly as we would like. So forest bathing came into be in about the 1980s, where the Japanese developed this when they found that when you spend time in forests, it's correlated to better health. And so they continued to research this phenomenon, and they found that the trees are releasing chemicals, essential oils, into the air to protect from insects. And when we breathe them in, it helps our immune system. This is phenomenal, guys. It's like you never realize why being in nature has such a profound effect on you. There is science behind it. And so that's why Shinrin Yoku is so important, because we need to spend more time in nature because it's going to benefit us physically and mentally. And so we did talk about what it is. You just remember it. It's forest bathing. It's basically spending time in nature. I'd say a good 20 to 30 minutes, but and when we go out for walks or we go on hikes or go to spend time, we're out there for at least an hour. We're soaking up as much of that goodness as we can. So there are 3 simple steps if you want to practice Shinrin Yoku for yourself. I mean, there's no wrong way to do it, but here are 3 simple steps that you can use. Let me get my notes so I don't miss anything. Okay, so you found your undisturbed piece of nature. There are 3 simple steps to forest bathing. Now, what's really cool about living in Texas and living in the Houston area is that there are tons of places for us to get some outside time. The city and the state has really dedicated itself to providing lots of cool parks and fun places for us to be. And even just around the Houston area, there are a lot of places. There are some parks that I really enjoy spending time at. Terry Hershey Park is a good one. Bear Creek Memorial Park is another one. Herman Park is great too. They have lots of green space for us. So here are 3 simple steps. Step 1, disengage from your daily routine. So what that means is, in the first step is that you want to disengage from your daily routine. You want to leave your phone. It says that they say at home, but just leave it in a bag or leave it, maybe in the car, in the trunk. You don't want to be tied to your phone. You want to disconnect from all those distractions and things that are stressing you out to begin with. At the very least, put it on silent so it doesn't disrupt your time. If you're with friends, you can walk quietly without a lot of talking. This is time out in nature. They say it isn't necessarily a hike. It's just time for you to participate in wandering, which is something we rarely do in modern day life. So think about, you're going to find your spot that you like, that you enjoy, and you're just going to wander around, and you want to be present in the moment in nature. So step 2 is breathe deeply and take time to connect with nature through quiet invitations. So what does that mean? So we already know that breath work and deep breathing deeply is really good for us. It helps in a lot of different ways. But since we're going to be in nature, we want to take in those natural aromas or essential oils that the trees are giving us. And so it's going to help your body feel relaxed as you wander around in the surroundings and you're going to unfold. So I do this is sometimes, and then you want to find a nice spot and you can just sit and then just concentrate on the surroundings. Close your eyes, listen to the birds. If there's water nearby, listen to the movement of the water. Just notice and hear the wind in the trees. Really just immerse yourself and understand and hear the creation around you and benefit from that. So I even like in my own backyard, I'll sit out sometimes and I'll listen. And I came in one day and told my husband, and I was like, I just never noticed how many different bird sounds there are just in the backyard. And he was like, yeah. So you can listen to birds, hear running water, the wind moving, pay attention to the smells. So, different trees are going to have different smells. Pay attention to the soil. Just pay attention to what's going on around you. It's going to be different than what we're used to in our concrete jungles. To be out there, maybe hug a tree. Everyone knows I'm a tree hugger. Just put your arms around a tree, feel the bark on the tree. It's when you connect with the trees or the ground or the soil, it helps to ground our bodies, and it helps to realign the cells in our body when we interact with nature as well. And so we want to make sure we take time to do that. You're basically in communion with nature. And there's another step. So the third step is to transition back to daily life. And so the third step is a part of forest bathing is about taking time to consider what you'll take back with you from your time in the forest. Maybe you're inspired to read a book or to recite your favorite passage or to write, a song or to write in your journal or to meditate on scriptures. Anything that you want to take back with you from your time that you spent in nature. I want to share, I know when I went to Denver and we were in the Rocky Mountains, I went on a girl trek trip. And I think I brought back with me just the majesty of what the mountains were. I grew up, near the Gulf Coast. We're flat or almost sea level or below. I'd never seen anything such as the mountains. I would just sit outside and I would just stare at them because they were so amazing to me. And it was almost like tearful awe just seeing something that magnificent that was created, and it just filled me with so much life and hope. And so that's the kind of thing you want to bring back, those feelings and those inspirations back with you when you spend time in nature. So if you can't make it to the forest, another thing, you can do all these things, and you can also use the Shinrin Yoku blend. So that was the purpose of the Shinrin Yoku blend, is to help you facilitate spending time in nature. And so so the oils that went into making this blend are going to be a lot of the smells and the sounds and the things that you would experience. So it has lemon, it has patchouli. Everyone knows I don't like patchouli, but I can take it in this blend. It has magnolia, it has a bunch of our trees. It has a Siberian fir, it has cypress, it has cardamom, enoki, which is one of our Japanese oils. It has lavender and grapefruit, geranium, another, and a lemon petitgrain. You can use this oil aromatically, so you pop it in your diffuser, and you can use it topically. You see, it comes in a roller, and but I would dilute it, so it comes diluted in the roller. So I would say if you can't get out, if you're not as mobile as you used to be, definitely try using this oil blend. So you can diffuse it, like I said, in a home. You can pair it with flower arranging or tree trimming. So if you're doing things that involve nature, go ahead and diffuse this or have this oil going at that time, and it will help as well. And so you can apply it topically while playing forest videos. I don't know if I have forest videos. I guess I have to find some. But so this is one way that you can get the benefit of forest bathing. Now, I don't not saying that this should be your only form of forest bathing, but if you have a busy life and you can't get out in nature as much as you would like, this is uh, something that you can use to facilitate getting the experience as well. The benefits of one of the benefits of being out in nature. So if you would like to have your own experience with the Shinrin Yoku blend and you would like a sample, again, talk to the person who shared this video with you or contact me and I will get a sample to you. And I'll probably be sampling this in a roller so that it'll be easy to experience in a small sample roller. So I did want to share something kind of fun. So in my newsletter that we put out this month, we did put out a challenge to do a scavenger hunt. And since we're talking about being out in nature, we're doing a scavenger hunt where you are outside. And so it's a photo scavenger hunt. I did these a few years ago and they were a lot of fun. And so we're doing a fall one. And the only thing you have to do is take a picture of those 7 things outside. You determine what it is. You find something around that's out in nature, you take a picture, and then you can enter the scavenger hunt contest. And so you can send the entries to that number that's listed. So screenshot this page, or you can email it, your picture to that. Just make sure I know your name and that which one of the items it's representing. And we're going to pick a winner probably by the end, before probably the last week of December or sometime in December. All entries are due December 1st. And so it's just something fun to do. It'd be kind of cool to see how everyone interprets this list. And so, something purple, that had to be on there because that's my favorite color. So we have our October promos are still going on. The free balsam fir ended on this past Sunday, but you can still get 10% off Waxwood, and the adaptive freebies are still available. Brand new customers can get some additional things for free if you talk to the person who invited you to class or sent this video to you. The post-convention kit is available. Pretty much everything is available now except for the PB Assist products. They'll be available November 1st. So I am going to be ready for those. I need some more probiotics. And so if you would like help setting up your own wholesale account, you can text me or contact your oil person so you can get some of these things that we talked about today that are going to help you. But there are so many ways to save when you get a wholesale account. You get 25% off retail prices. You can get free shipping on 100 PV orders. You get a free gift if you're a new customer at 150 PV. And anytime you refer a friend or a friend orders through your own link when you have a wholesale account, you're going to earn what they call doTERRA dollars. Now, doTERRA dollars are cool because you can use them towards anything, not just product. You can use it for tax on your orders. You can use it for shipping. You can even use it to pay for your membership fee in the second year and on. We do have something called a loyalty rewards program. I think this is the best way to get the most of what doTERRA has to offer because you get exclusive promotions. You get to acquire loyalty reward points, which these you can use for free product and you can qualify to earn some commissions. Now, I can tell you that earlier this week, I think I turned in about 100 points or so, and I ordered I don't know how many things, at least 10 things or so. And my total order was only $12. So yeah, they really come in handy. So when you think about it, when people get involved with doTERRA, there's usually 3 types of people. It's either going to be customers who just love the product and they buy the product and that's it. And that's great. I love my customers. I take care of my customers. There's also shares or people who love it and are always telling people about the products that they're using. And so those are the ones, customers and shares, that are really can benefit from the refer a friend program. And then there's also builders, and that's what I'm doing, where I'm building a business where I'm trying to help as many people as I can learn about these goodness of essential oils. So we do have some upcoming classes I want to mention. We have the Halloween Make and Take next week. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I will have a list. So what that's going to be is that I'm going to walk you through different Halloween make and takes that I have 5 or 6 total, but we're only going to make 3. and we'll have a list of oils that I'll be posting and that I'll probably email out to people who want to participate, so they'll have their oils ahead of time. We're making roller bottles. So if you have those, you want to grab those too. And if you don't, it's okay. You can still watch and follow along so you can learn how to do these things in the future on your own. Um, so that'll be fun. I added a new class. You can see November 1st is going to be the holidays preview. If you're new to doTERRA, every November they release their holiday items. I already have my eye on the diffusing garland that's going to be out to go on my doTERRA tree. And then this Saturday we have 10:30 a.m. online, the natural solutions for blood pressure and I think blood sugar too. November 11th, if you're in the Houston area, we're having a customer appreciation open house. It's a come and go type event. And then December 9th is our Oils of the Bible class. All of this you can find at our link tree, which is Be Oil Amazing. Link tree, Be Oil Amazing. And so that is all I had. I'm gonna check my time. I like to keep it under 30. I did good. Ish. So let's chat. If you want to learn any more about any of the stuff we discussed, you can always text me or you can talk to the person who invited you to this class. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next week for our Halloween make and take.